Hello and welcome. So let's take a look at building another cryptocurrency trading bot with Python and the Binance API. This time we are applying a simple technical indicator. Please watch the video all the way through as I'm explaining the problem of applying technical indicators using a live data stream. Also, leave a like if you enjoyed the video or could extract value out of it, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I recommend to watch my video on setting up the Binance API to better follow along. Link is in the video description. So in this video, we are using the ROC indicator, which is a momentum indicator. As you can see, taking a look at this formula here, you are comparing the most recent price to a price several periods before. In trading, you normally buy the asset if the ROC crosses above 0, so it's getting positive. So let's take a look at the strategy in general, which we will code. We are buying when the ROC is crossing above 0, taking 30 ticks time period into consideration. So one tick is roughly 1 second in our live data stream. We are selling when we made 0.02% profit, or selling if 99.5% trading stop loss is triggered. I won't cover trading stop loss conceptually here, as I've covered that in another video on my channel, which you will find in the video description. I let you decide again which crypto we are trading. It was a close race between the I don't care token and Cardano, so we will trade Cardano. Some disclaimers: cryptocurrency and in specific automated trading is bearing a huge amount of risk and may result in a total loss of your invested capital. Cryptocurrencies are not regulated and the Python Binance API wrapper is not official. Even more important disclaimer: don't blindly follow my instructions. I'm providing you ideas and show you example trades. You need to do your own research, assess and manage the risk based on your own risk profile and make proper adjustments. Do not execute code you don't understand 100%. Losses are part of trading. That's the reality. Be aware of the risk you want to take. Okay, so let's get started with getting live cryptocurrency data. This time I'm using a slightly different approach than last time. And I'm also covering the Jupyter approach and the raw Python approach because some of you have problems with that. This time we are using the WebSockets library. So you have to install that beforehand. And then we are defining our stream. Let's go in the next line here. Use WebSockets, connect, and then provide the stream you want to connect to. And you will find that in the Binance API documentations, right? So I'm just copy pasting that here. So this is the link, and now we have to define which stream we want to get. And as we want to trade ADA, so Cardano, we're using ADA in relation to the stable coin of US dollar. We are also providing mini ticker here. So in my last videos, I took the candlestick ticker, but I'm just using raw prices here. So now we want to pull some data with that. Therefore, we are using async with, then using the stream as the receiver, and define our data and await the receive function from the receiver. This is similar to my last video. So let's print out to see what we got. And now we see we are getting, this one here, right? So here we have our data. So we, for example, we have a event time here, we have a symbol here, we have the close price here, and so on. And to filter this for only the things we are interested in, we can use the JSON library and transform that string here to a dictionary. So we have to import that first and then just transform using the loads function the data. And now when I'm transforming that to a dictionary, I can filter for only the data, and the data is containing every information we need, right? So I'm just filtering here for the data. So let's print that out again, then you will see what's different. And now you see we have like the symbol here, the close price, and so on. But still, this is not really comfortable to read, right? So What I'm doing in the next step is to define a function which is transforming this information into a data frame. It's just a thing of beauty. So if you don't care about that, you can work with this data, but I don't recommend it. So I'm working with data frames here. So therefore I need to import pandas spd, by the way. And now let's define a function which is just transforming this dictionary into a data frame. So yeah, let's call that create frame, which is taking a message. So the message is just the data which we received from this data stream. And here we have to do some stuff like defining a data frame, taking the message as an input for the data frame. And then we are just filtering all information we don't really need. So we only need the symbol here, we need the timestamp, so the event time, and we need the close price here. So I'm just using a log function for that and take all the columns I want to keep, which are S, E, and C. Now I want to rename those columns. So I want to have the symbol here, a time, and a price. And yeah, last but not least, I'm transforming these string formatted numbers into a floating value so I can make some calculations. So I'm using the price and transform that as type to a floating value. And the time, which is clearly not readable, which is a Unix timestamp, I'm transforming to a readable timestamps by using the toDatetime function. Provide the time and then the unit as ms. And afterwards, I'm returning the data frame. So until now, this might not make that much sense here, but if I'm executing that and incorporating that to the data request, it will make sense. So I'm just defining a data frame here, use the create frame function and provide the data. And afterwards, I'm printing out the data frame here. And now you will see that we have a nicely formatted information which we can easily do some calculations with, right? So the price of Cardano in relation to US dollar Tether at 16 something is 1.2891, right? And to make it a stream which is providing us permanent information, we can just use a loop here inside this and use while true and then have an endless data stream here, right? So I can show you. Let's execute that. And then as you see, we are getting every second, we're getting new data here. Sometimes we have a slight delay, but you see roughly 1 second response time, right? And this is running endless and we are getting updated prices every roughly 1 second, right? Okay, so let's stop that. And let's do the raw Python part now, because inside this this data stream we will incorporate our trading strategy. So I'm showing you how you can incorporate that to raw Python. Therefore you need to do some amendments to the script. So you will need another library which is async.io, and also we have to do some more amendments, but we will do that in raw Python. So for now, let's execute this. We got that. We got that. So let's just download this as a raw Python file. And where we have it, here we have it. So let's open that up. And we need to do some amendments here. So first of all, this one will result in an error using raw Python. So we have to amend. I can't read that, wait. This is too small. So we need to transform that. So we need to define async. Sorry for that, async def main. Then we have this one here. And we also have to add some things in the end of the script, which is if name is main. And then we wanna define a loop here, use the async IO library, get event loop. And we are running this loop until complete and provide the function we have defined above here. So let's, one thing we have to amend. No, we don't. Okay, this is fine for now. So let's save that. Open up a new terminal here. Define our interpreter, Python, and just pull the script here. And let's see what's happening. And you see now we are getting live data for ADA in raw Python. So this is how you are doing it in raw Python, and I'm doing the next steps in Jupyter, but yeah, the concept is the same in raw Python. So this is the only things you have to amend when you're working with an IDE or raw Python in general. So let's get rid of that. And let's go back here, and we can start with defining our trading strategy, I think. And yeah, let's do that. So we need to import some more libraries to achieve that. We need the technical analysis library, TA. And yeah, we need to set up our Binance client here. So let's do that below here. So from Binance client, we want to import the client and then set the client to client API key and API secret here. And yeah, what I also have to do is to provide my API key and my API secret, which I've stored in another notebook here, which I'm running, where the name is Binance keys IP YNB. And yes, so now I'm connected to Binance and we can start with defining our strategy. So yeah, let's start with doing that by just amending this endless loop where we are implementing the strategy. So yeah, first of all, we have to set some, let's call it parameters. We are taking an empty data frame where we are just streaming the data into. So this is my plan, right? We're just streaming the data to a data frame and appending it to this data frame every second. We are also setting an initial position to false, which you will understand in some seconds. And now instead of defining the data frame here like so, which I just did, I'm just using df append and then use this function. So as an explanation, you're just getting this row here appended to an empty data frame. So the first one is looking like that, second one is looking like that. Let me just show you. I think it's easiest to understand. So if I'm executing that, you will see first one is 1, second one is 2, third one is 3, and so on, right? So it's just getting bigger with every time step here, right? So let's stop that. And now we wanna define some things here inside this endless loop. First of all, we wanna say, okay, if we have not an open position here, right? Or if our open position is false, then we wanna check if, and now I'm using the TA library, use the momentum functions, provide the ROC, and then I'm just taking the price column from our data frame, this one here, right? And as I said in the beginning, I'm going 30 ticks back here. And I want to only know the very last entry here. So I'm just using the very last row. If this is above 0, but also not above 0 the tick before, so I'm just using and going in the next line here, GA, momentum, RC, df price 30, and then I'm just taking ilog -2. Could have copied that here. Okay, if this is the case, we want to entry the position, right? So we are defining an order here, using client, create order, define our symbol, which is ADA USDT. Define the site as buy, place a market order. I'm not going into the next line here. Find the type as the market order, and we want to buy quantity. Well, let's say we want to buy, I don't know, 50, right? Roughly, I don't know, $60, something like that. Okay, after we have placed the order, we want to print it out, get a feedback, and when we have placed the order, we want to set the open position to true. Also, we could print out the buy price by just taking this order and then take the price. So you can't know that, but the order, I've explained that in my previous videos, is a dictionary containing some information. So just trust me, if I'm taking the order, get in the fills section and then index for 0 and pick the price, I'm getting the price for the executed order. And if I want to transform that to a value which I can calculate with, I can just typecast it to a floating value, right? And I wanted to print trade has been placed, but if we are getting this order, we know that the trade has been placed, so I'm not doing that here. So let's define the selling condition. So if there is an open position, we want to define some stuff here. And first of all, we have to create a sub data frame, which is only containing the transaction, or not the transaction, sorry, which is only containing the prices after we have placed the order, right? So why is that? Because I want to place a trading stop loss order, and I have to set the reference price after my order has been placed. Otherwise, it wouldn't work. So I'm defining a sub data frame here, use df, df time, which is larger than, and then I'm just taking the toDateTime function again, use the order, which is again just the order confirmation or the order recipe with all the information. So in this case, I'm taking the transaction time and provide the timestamp as ms here, as these are Unix timestamps, as I explained before, right? So yeah, this is just giving me a data frame only of the streamed data after I've bought the asset. Now, right after I've bought the asset, this data frame will be empty, right? So I'm talking about the second when I place the order and I'm not getting any streamed data. So I have to provide an if statement here if the length of my sub data frame is larger than 1. Otherwise, I'm running into errors here. And now I'm just defining my trading stop loss order. I'm not going into details here, as I've explained that in my last crypto trading video. I will link that in the video description. So first of all, I have to define a benchmark, which is the highest price. I'm just using a cumulative max function for that. And now I'm applying my trading stop loss, trailing stop. And I'm just taking 99.5% as discussed in the beginning. So I'm just taking 0.995 here. Okay. So with that, I can define my order, but no, I forgot something. I have to also check for the price going above 0.02%. So yeah, let's define both conditions here. First of all, let's start with the trailing stop condition. So if the sub df's very last entry and then the price is smaller than the sub df last entries trailing stop, and here we are taking the condition if the asset was rising more than 0.02%. So we can just take df ilog -1 price divided by the order, and then I'm just taking my buying price. So fills again 0, then price, and this should be larger than 1.002, so 0.02% here. So if one of these conditions are fulfilled, I want to place my selling order, right? So I'm defining order here, client, create order, provide my symbol as ADA USDT, define the site as sell, the type as market, and the quantity, I'm just taking 50 again. Makes sense because I already bought for 50 here. Okay, what else? We want to print out this order afterwards to get a feedback that the selling order has been placed. And yeah, let's also print out the profit after we have sold the asset. So let's define our sell price, same logic as above. So I'm just copy pasting here. So the order now is the sell order, so I just can keep the same syntax here. And we want to print out you made, and then we're just taking sell price minus buy price divided by the buy price, profit. Okay, and after that we have to set our open position to false again, right? And as you might see, if I'm setting that to false again, this is starting from the beginning, right? And then this is checking for the ROC again and is placing the new trade. So be really aware here, if you're executing this script, it can go very quickly, right? So you are placing one trade after the other. So really be cautious with this. Okay, now let's print out the very last entry here. So only that we are getting the current price that we can here live stream our data flow here. So I have to check if that's in the right indentation. Yeah, it is. Okay, so one thing we have to amend is to define the length of the first data frame here, which should be over 30, because we are calculating the ROC and compare that to 30 timestamps back or ticks back. So we have to check for the length of the data frame being above 30, right? So I have to do some indentations here again. So this also, yeah. Okay. So okay, so can I show you the whole code here? Yeah, this one. So sorry for my brain lag here, but I have to check some more things here. Yeah, in this case, by the way, it's better to work with an IDE, right? Because it's getting, just in my perception, it's getting quite messy in Jupyter in this case. Okay, so let's execute this stuff here and see what we got. So of course you can do some amendments to this code here, right? So for example, add a trading log. So just write the orders into, I don't know, into a list or into a text file, right? So as always, a lot of room for your own ideas and improvements here. So let's see if this has been executed. Did I miss it? Quickly check. No. Yeah, but this makes sense, right? The price is stumbling around here. So the ROC is not being crossed, but now we see that the buying order has been placed, right? So now it's getting exciting, right? So we bought for 1.289. So this is, by the way, fine. This is just a copy warning because I used the subdf and did some overwriting here. So you can turn that off by turning the pandas warnings or as suggested here, use the log function. So let's see, maybe we are lucky and the selling order will be placed. But I'm cutting this off if this is not happening in the next seconds. Okay, so I'm back and we got our selling order here. And unfortunately, we made 0.3% loss here, which is quite nice in quotation marks because in the last videos, all trades went well and this is not realistic. So you see, this can go wrong. And honestly, it should go wrong because the ROC is normally not calculated over such a short time period. And the same goes for the RSI and the SMA, which is calculated over prior days and not prior mini time steps here. But what's more important than that is when the selling order has been placed, the next buying order should not be far away because the ROC has just to cross the zero line to trigger the next trade. So yeah, a bit scrolling down, you will see that we are getting the next buying order, right? So yeah, this is some of the things you have to be cautious about. So this is firing orders one after the other, right? So be very cautious about that. I'm trusting you. Okay, so we bought for 1.28 and maybe we are lucky getting the selling order here. See if the trade went good, but we don't have a selling order yet, but that's fine for now. I think you got the concept here. And yeah, let's quickly discuss why this strategy is probably not working. So the problem of applying technical indicators when using a live data stream as I did is that you're only considering the current poll price data. But the common technicals, so for example, the SMA, RSI, the MACD, but also the ROC are calculated over several days and not over the last seconds or minutes. So the correct way would be to take the most recent price and calculate, so for example, the SMA with the close price as of now, but include the prices of the last days in the calculation. So as an example, if we want to calculate the 5-day simple moving average in this moment, we have to take the prior 4 days and the price as of now to calculate the current SMA. And as soon as we see a crossover, we can directly enter a position. So we will do something like that in upcoming videos and make a longer period or a longer term test of our crypto trading bot. Yeah, and that being said, thank you very much for watching. So I hope this video was adding value for you. And yeah, be kind of invited to leave me feedback, subscribe, and like the video. And I'm looking forward to seeing the upcoming videos. Bye bye.